So it's been a long time since I've been out with my camera. It feels like I've just been doing van videos for ages because the build of this van has taken me forever. So I was just desperate to get out, especially with my Fuji GFX 50r, because I bought this camera what feels like a long time ago, and I've literally like shot with it twice. So I've come out today. I've come out, but it's not looking good. I'm going to make my inaugural cup of tea here in the van. And I know some of you might be curious because whilst I built the van I never fitted a stove. I didn't want to fit gas because that needs a gas engineer and a safety certificate. And actually I don't like using gas. It's just not very nice stuff. It burns quite dirty as far as I'm aware. So I've decided to go for a small portable alcohol stove, which unfortunately is already leaking. Is it leaking, or am I just spilling it? A few teething problems. This is where I burned down the entire van. Alright, good news, it's not leaking. I just poured too much alcohol in. Yeah, whoa! I'm not sure how safe this thing is. No, it is, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, it's not leaking, I just poured too much alcohol in, which is why we've just nearly blew the roof of the van off. But yeah, I pretty much, contrary to everything you've seen here, I went for an alcohol stove because I think it's safer than a gas stove. Anyway, I'll talk about the gas stove in a minute, but I'm very, very excited to say this video is sponsored today by Vodafone, and I am excited to test out the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G, which they've sent me to have a play with. More about this later on in the video, but big thank you to Vodafone for sponsoring today's content. Right, first cup of tea in the van, little alcohol stove. It's just a cheap one off eBay. Now, I would buy a really good one. I'm not against spending a decent bit of money on an alcohol stove, but I couldn't find one. Like, I needed it to be a particular size, not too big, so it can fit in my cupboard. And just a very simple alcohol stove. I wanted a high quality one, couldn't find one, so I've gone for this £10 cheapie. Yeah, I guess time will tell. We'll test it out, give it a try, be very careful with it, and yeah, hopefully we won't burn the van down. So whilst we wait for the kettle to boil, I just want to address a number of comments I've had in recent videos. A lot of people have questioned the integrity of this slide-out desk, this slide-out table, and they've said that it wouldn't be strong enough to rest my arms on. Well, let me tell you this. Fujifilm GFX 50r with lens, pan of boiling water with stove, and a few other bits and pieces. Here we go. Yes, see, I'm fully on it. I'm telling you what, these sliders, fantastic. No worries at all. Check it out, a Mazda Bongo. It's just pulled up next to me. I reckon if I had to get rid of the Delica, I'd get a Mazda Bongo. So as the tide retreats and the sun is starting to set, I have come down to the beach for a walk now. I love this beach, it's one of my favourites. It's the only one close to me that I know of that deposits this black material. It's like, I think it's like coal sand or coal dust or something, but essentially it's black sand, and it gets deposited on top of the white sand. So the contrast and the shapes and the textures and the patterns that you can find are fantastic. So if you've followed this channel for any amount of time, certainly in the past year or so, you'll know that I love an image that has very little in it. That's why I really like these big open spaces. I think they offer fantastic opportunities, and although when you first arrive it may look like there's nothing to photograph, it doesn't take long before you start to see things, or things start to appear. I mean, now the tide is way out there, And look at this beautiful cloud. I love layers. Layers is something I look for in the landscape. And boy, do we have layers right now. White beach, a strip on the horizon where we have the dark blue sea, this lovely deep grey sky, almost like a steely blue, and then this just, looks like a flying saucer, what can I say? But yeah, this is just a fantastic little shot. Nothing, or something I wasn't expecting to photograph. And although there isn't much to it, I think that's its attraction. I think it's fantastic. It's a little subjective though, let me know in the comments as usual. But I'm just focusing on the horizon, f16. That's, oh, I've got a polarizer. Polarizer does a nice, the polarizer really helps bring out the sea, darken down that blue sea to get more layers. Oh yes! That is my minimalist fix for the day. Beautiful! So we've got some crazy shenanigans going on in the sky. They look, I'm not a cloud expert, far from it, but they look like lenticular clouds. I don't think they are, because lenticular clouds, as far as I'm aware, only form over mountains. I don't know, I have to look this up, but I feel that cloud there is going to light up. Now, it's not necessarily what I came out for, because I came out to add an image or two to my little project that I'm working on, which I'll talk a bit for. Can't talk at all. I'll talk more about in a little bit, because I think it's quite important. Well, at least for me anyway. You guys probably don't care. But anyway, for now, I really just want to focus on this cloud that you can see behind me there. See if we can just find a little something in the foreground. I mean, the beauty of this beach is there's nothing here, and that's why I like it. So my subject is the cloud. Let's see if we can compose it in a way that's slightly different to the last shot I just photographed. Hang around and see if it changes colour, which I think it will do. Well, I can't call it. I don't know what's going to happen. Those clouds there, they were bright white just about a minute ago, 2 minutes ago. Now all the light seems to have gone, which tells me they're not going to change colour, they're not going to catch, but look how much texture there is in that sky. There's still loads going on. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next 10-15 minutes. Gotta say though, I'm excited to be hanging around to find out. And look at the light on me, I look good. So if I was a portrait photographer, this perfect lighting for portraits. Look at this. Oh man. Oh yeah, there's something happening. Something's happening up there. Something. So after standing and staring at the sky and the surrounding beach for a minute or two, it very quickly became apparent that the open space, the minimalistic nature of everything in front of me, that's the what's the word I'm looking for? Like that's what this scene has going for it. That's what the image has going for it. Like it can be quite. Oh man, I reckon I'm waffling on. Stick with me. I reckon a few years ago, 5-6 years ago maybe, I would have been on my hands and knees with a 16mm lens, desperately trying to find a foreground, trying to find something to pull the whole image together. The sky, the light. You need a subject, it all has to come together. And I think that would have been a mistake. Excuse the wind. There's obviously a storm coming, which is what all this is. The very fact that there's nothing here is beneficial to the composition. So I wanted to use that. That's an asset. shall we say, open space and emptiness is an asset to the beauty of the sky, those dashes of colour, those cloud structures. It's all good stuff. And you want to emphasize that by taking away everything else. Does that make sense? So I don't need a big sweeping foreground to take me to the sky. It's not necessary. Let's just emphasize the sky by removing anything that isn't the sky. Does that make sense? I know if my mate Jeff is watching this, that'll make sense. But anyway, I opted for a square composition because sometimes when you have a simplistic scene, a minimalist scene, the best format for that, the best home to put that in is a square home. And I love a square image, and oh man, so good. So I've already shot that. I shot that now. You can see the light is fading fast. And I think that might be it for the photography. So I think what I need to do is go back to the van, maybe try and make another cup of tea. And I want to talk a bit about the project and I don't know, yeah, talk about that, and yeah, talk about this phone I've got as well in my pocket, because actually, genuinely, it's very cool. So, onwards. Look at that, strong as an ox, this desk. Oh yeah. We've been in lockdown for getting on 4 months now. It's been very difficult, very challenging, as I'm sure it has for a lot of people. But what I found is, over the past, say, 2 months, I have been thinking more and more about this project, and it's essentially, well, I'm just starting to notice a pattern in images that I've been shooting recently, and obviously I want to try and pull them all together into a body of work. Now, what I found with this project at the back of my mind is that it's given me something to work towards. It's encouraging me to keep my eyes peeled. It's encouraging me to look for things and get excited for things that might fit into that project. You know, because sometimes, especially if I haven't been out shooting for a while, sometimes I can find it difficult to find the motivation to get out and shoot something because, quite frankly, I don't know what I want to shoot. I'm maybe not inspired, I'm apathetic. You know, there's no volcanoes going off in the UK, there's no vast open deserts in the UK, so sometimes it can be a bit of a creative challenge to find the motivation, you know, to get out and shoot. But having a project just gives you that little bit of direction. I've found that has been helping me for a while. The reason I haven't spoke about it on this channel is because a project is a long-term thing and I'm always just working for the next video, do you know what I mean? So anyway, I thought I'd mention it in this and try and get some images, but that didn't work, did it? We didn't get any images for the project. But it was the project that brought me here. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's talk about this phone. So this is the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G. And this is a very cool phone with a very, very cool, clever camera on it. As you can see, there's this module on the back with various different lenses and focal lengths. Now, why I think this phone could be very useful for anybody watching this video, if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, you've started a YouTube channel, but you don't have all of the kit, like cameras, lenses, drones, that kind of thing, this could be the answer. And the reason I say that is because when you shoot video with this phone, you can engage what is known as director's view. Director's view allows you to film the scenery around you, choose between the different lenses, live recording, so you don't have to do any editing basically. But as well as that, you can also record picture-in-picture, so you can talk to the camera, film what's in front of you, so you're referring to what you're looking at, people can see you, people can see the scene in front of you. It's actually quite genius. Let me show you an example. So we've got wide, medium, check out that cloud, and then we can go all the way in and look at that cloud in some detail, which is kind of cool. But this is by far the most useful feature, I think, with the phone. So you can, if you want to create vlogs and videos and whatnot, and you don't have all the kit like you can see behind me, this phone is perfect. Look at this. Hello and welcome to the vlog. And then I can show you what I'm photographing, which is this unbelievable sky. And as well as that, it also shoots incredible stills, obviously utilising all of the various lenses on this module. So if you are considering buying this phone, here's a couple of reasons why you might want to choose Vodafone. So firstly, Vodafone is an award-winning network. They've been voted UK's best network by readers of trusted reviews. And secondly, if you're not already a Vodafone customer, you can get a 50 quid Amazon voucher if you buy a phone in the Samsung Galaxy S21 range. So yeah, I'll pop a link in the description. Feel free to go and click through to that and have a look. But for now, I think I'm going to have serious thoughts about my alcohol stove after nearly setting fire to the roof liner. I do think an alcohol stove is the way to go. For me, definitely. I just think this cheap naff one from eBay, maybe that needs some work. But I tell you what, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really do. I wasn't expecting to get such beautiful conditions, and hopefully you've enjoyed the images and all of that good stuff. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye for now.
Thank you.